Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I just want to be covering what you should bring and what you shouldn't bring to university as a fresher, or maybe if you're in second year or third year and you're still not really sure. But this is mainly aimed to first years. So this is not in any means a one-to-one advice, but it's more recommendations of what you should bring and what you shouldn't bring. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's start off with what you should bring during the day. So this is like when you're commuting to school or walking around campus or needing something for a lecture and things like that. So we'll just start. So if you haven't watched my previous video on what's in my bag for this academic year, recommend you to go and watch that, but I'll run through kind of like the general gist of what you really need during the day. Also, if you stay right until the end, I will give you the Notion kind of checklist document for you guys, so you can check that out, and also make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. So yeah, you should have some sort of backpack, maybe for your laptop, so like a Bremlite backpack's quite nice. I'll put an image somewhere around on the screen right now. You should also probably have your pen and paper, your iPad, your laptop, basically your note-taking device. I personally carry around a laptop and an iPad, and also just like a little mouse, just because it's quite nice to use the mouse in the library instead of using your trackpad for long periods of time. That's one thing you should have. Another thing you should have is probably like earbuds. So like the journey, you know, to school or just studying in general, if you like to listen to music, have your earbuds. There's also things like a water bottle. Always stay hydrated, especially in the heat wave that we have right now in the UK. You need your water bottle and things like that. So you can also add things onto that, but yeah, I'll put this all on the checklist so you don't have to remember all of it. Just one extra thing, I actually carry around a notebook. This is for like, you know, to do things, like a to-do checklist for the day, what I need, mental journaling, stuff like that. This will all be in this notebook right here. So yeah, that's also just an additional thing that I carry during the day. Now, that should take up, you know, like a small part of your boot for going up, because obviously we're just assuming, or I'm assuming actually, that you're going to go up in one go and try and put everything in, including the stuff you're going to move into your room. So that should be a tiny thing. I might have like a diagram here of some like car, maybe just like my parents' Tesla Model 3, just like and then I have a boot with that in there, but if not, just kind of picture it. But yeah, so we want to move on to something that will take quite a large portion of your boot. So that will be your kitchen utensils and things like that. Just to start off in general, I think you should always have just a large pot and a saucepan, just so then you can do anything and you can be versatile. If you like, let's say, want to cook pasta and bolognese, you can cook them up together, heat them up together, and then instantly just eat it instead of waiting to do one and then do another. So I recommend always having like 2 pots and pans and things like that. I also recommend having a mixing spoon and also like your cutlery and also a measuring jug. These are kind of things that you always need, no matter what. Like, let's say you're trying to make powdered gravy, you need to have like, I don't know, 50 milliliters of water. How are you going to find that out? You need a measuring jug. So yeah, they're like 50p from Tesco. I got one the other day. I would show you, but it's all packed already, so yeah, unfortunately I can't. But I'll put something up on the screen here if you don't know what a measuring jug is. But yeah, that's basically it in terms of the kitchen. There's obviously the common things like plates, bowls, and mugs. I recommend to have 2 plates, a bowl, a large bowl, a small bowl, and maybe 2 or 3 mugs, and maybe just 1 water cup or something like that, just because maybe, I don't know, in the morning you need to go to a lecture really quickly. You'll always have one spare for when you eat later, instead of having to wash every single time and then, you know, having to eat from it and then wash it and then eat and wash it. If you have 2, you don't have to constantly wash up. So yeah, and I know especially a lot of university dorms, they don't have a dishwasher in their kitchens, so yeah, that's why you have 2 plates. Okay, moving on to another large segment of your boot. It would be the things inside your room. So like interior things, such as like your bedding, I don't know, lamps, photos and things like that, right? So this is very, very subjective. Many people are minimalists, so they won't have lots of photos, they won't have lots of plushies and stuff like that, right? But lots of people will be the other way and have a ton of those. So I'm going to try and like meet in the middle, just so then everyone's kind of happy in terms of what to bring at uni, because especially in first year, I don't want you guys to make the mistake of bringing way too much, cramming everything in your room, and then stressing out about where to put things, because if you're in a small dorm, you don't want to be clustered by everything. You want your workspace, like your desk, to be nice and clean, so you can just get working and be productive as possible, instead of being like, oh, I need to declutter, then being tired after half an hour, and then you'll not do work, and then you'll just be like, oh, let me lie in bed, and things like that, right? You don't want an excuse to be unproductive. So, what I'd bring, simply, let's just assume you have a single bed because you're in first year, or twin bed, whatever bed, right? You have your bedding, a mattress protector, which you can probably get up there or wherever you go. A mattress topper is highly recommended if your bed is uncomfortable as hell, because obviously you're not going to go out of your way and buy a new mattress. Just buy a mattress topper. It will save you so many nights of discomfort, honestly. If you get up there and you're like, oh, this is horrible, just go to Argos. They're about 20 quid. It's not too expensive, but you know, the benefits it'll bring much more than £20. So yeah, that's that. Also bring some bedding. I recommend bringing 2 sets of bedding. So obviously you can, you know, put one on, and then the next week you can put your second one on, and then maybe you can wash them together. There are so many more variations you can do if you bring 2 sets of bedding, but if you really genuinely don't have any space, one set of bedding will be enough, because you can just take it off, put it in the laundry, and then in the evening you can then just put it back on. So either will work, but I recommend you to bring 2 sets of bedding. There's also things like that can sit on your bed, like cushions. I have a hedgehog cushion. I'll try and show an image up here. I got it from Tesco. It was about, I think, £10 or £12, so a bit pricey, but you know, it's nice on my bed if I'm just sitting there. I also have this Really Kuma. My girlfriend got it from me from Claire's. It's a really small plushie, as you can see. It's about the length of 2 hands, but you know, it just sits on my bed and it's quite nice. I mean, yeah, I don't know, it's like my mental health body, right? So yeah, I have that. I also have like small things like, I don't know, jewelry box, stuff like that for rings and things like that. And then I've also got a gaming rug. I'll show you the one I currently use at home. It's just a long rug. It's like a keyboard mat, if you must. And I have a smaller one for uni. I'll show you guys my room in a week's time, because I'm actually moving in a week. So yeah, you'll be able to see that. But I have just a few small things that I personally use. So yeah, you can add that to the list on the Notion if you'd like. But yeah, simply all you really need for your room is your bedding, a mattress topper if your bed is horrible, and maybe a few lights and some photos so you don't get too homesick. I forgot, also, I have a few more things that I'm going to bring up this year compared to last year. So last year I only had one 24-inch monitor. This time round I'm going to bring 2 of them instead, just because, you know, I've been using this large screen the entire summer, and I've needed to, you know, have them, because I don't know, it's just me, right? So I bought them up as well, so hopefully I'm gonna have enough space. But if not, maybe just buying and investing in a monitor will do you all good, because you know, having 2 screens makes it more productive. Especially, it sounds like you know, like BS or some jargon, right? But I genuinely think it does help, because you can have on one display your research, you know, your readings, your articles and things like that, and then on the other screen you can have your essay. You can, you know, copy and paste, cross compare and things like that, and just look left and right, instead of, you know, doing command tab, control tab, or Windows tab if you're, or alt tab if you're on Windows, and things like that. So yeah, I recommend investing in just, you know, a really cheap second monitor, so then you can be more productive on writing your essays. And the final thing that you really need is probably, you know, clothing. So you're gonna be like, how much clothing do I need? Because some people might be like, I don't want to do laundry every single week. That's kind of, you know, inevitable at uni, just because your cupboard's so small. So I just recommend basically bringing like approximately a week's worth of clothing. You know, choose outfits you like and not just random things that don't really match, because you'll get up there and be like, oh, nothing matches, and then you'll get insecure and things like that, right? Don't want that happening. I don't want that happening to you guys. So, you know, mix and match, have a play around with your clothes at home, see what fits, and, you know, be versatile with all the clothes you have, because you can't really bring that many, and even if you can, I wouldn't recommend it because it just really wastes space in the car, especially in winter where there are lots and lots of thick coats that you need to bring, especially when it gets cold during the December, Christmas time era, right? So you're going to want to bring some thicker clothes to keep yourself warm during the winter, and obviously that's going to take up more space, so you're going to be have to be very careful in what you bring up and not overflow your boot. Just an extra note, I know at some universities that you need to bring some like toiletry items, so obviously that's not including like your toothbrush or toothpaste. That's like kind of under the necessity. I'm just assuming that you would know that. So basically what I mean by toiletries is like, you know, maybe a shower mat if you need access to one of them, or a shower curtain, because at my university with some of the accommodations you needed to purchase your own, so be sure to check if you need that. And also things just like a toilet scrubber, sometimes it's not provided, so also just make sure. But I would recommend not actually bring it up, but instead getting to your dorm, seeing what you actually need and then buying them, which leads me on to just a bonus tip. So I highly recommend to just get up to your dorm, see how much space there is. If your parents are willing to do 2 trips, or if you're willing to do 2 trips moving in unnecessity things, then that's perfect, because you can look at your room, see how much space you have, see what you actually need, kind of, you know, test the waters for the first few weeks, see if you're missing anything, and if you are, write a checklist down and see, you know, what do I need, and then after Christmas break or on that second journey you can go and get them from home. So yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thank you for 100 subscribers, I forgot to say at the beginning of the video. So yeah, thank you for that, and I hope this helped you, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.